Hi, I'm Dick Robertson from Robertson Stykbow, and I wanted to tell you a little bit today about the evolution and design of my new Wolfer bow that we've just come out with. It's going to celebrate 35 years of bow building, 55 years of bow hunting, and completely new design that I hunt the backcountry a lot, and it's pretty much been designed for hunting the backcountry. Here again, it evolved from some different bow designs. This is my old Peregrine bow that I started making probably 30 years ago. Real lightweight, functional bow, kind of patterned after the 50s era, late 50s era bear bows. I also have here my Fatal stick, which has evolved over the years. And a recent addition to the line a couple years ago was the Tribal stick. And what we've done here, as an improvement over the old Peregrine, we have a more forward handle design to where it's a little more stable, less chance of torque. And here again, to challenge myself, I've got into shooting self bows several years ago, and that's primarily what I hunt with. And about 6 years ago, I made this little bow, which is it's an Osage bow that's steam bent. It's got a sinew back, which is actually bow-killed moose sinew from Jake and Larry Fisher. And I was lucky enough to harvest doll sheep with this bow, a mountain goat with this bow, and my biggest whitetail all in 1 year, so I named it White Magic. And here again, I incorporated into the bow a connection system because we're doing a lot of backcountry hunting, and this makes it a lot easier for travel. So with that in mind, I started on this quest to build a Wolfer bow because wolves have been reintroduced to the western states, and there was a lot of misinformation out there, and Larry Fisher borrowed me this book. It's called The Wolfer, and it's wrote by Carter Niemeyer, who is a government trapper that the Fish and Wildlife hired to help with the reintroduction of wolves, and it's the truth. It's the real story about wolves. A lot of misconceptions out there, but I'm glad that we have them. It gives me another predator to hunt. So the last couple years I've been studying the wolves, doing a little bit of hunting, and here again I wanted to design a bow that would tie into not only our backcountry hunters, but wolf hunting. So what I did is take the old designs of the past where you would have a straight handle or a straight limb with a straight handle in it, and because most archers are going to shoot their bow naturally, and rather than bringing the bow up straight like this, most of us have developed a slight cant, and the reason we do that is we're shooting naturally. As you can see, my arm hangs naturally at my side with a slight bend in it and a natural cant. So when you bring it up, your arm is naturally canted. It's not locked out on an elbow like that. It's not twisted up like most of the bows are designed to kind of be shot that way. So when I did that, I incorporated what I call a natural cant design, which you can see here. This bow actually bends through the handle to where that handle is setting offset. And once again, it just naturally, this bow, because of it, when you grab the bow, it naturally starts its cant. And canting is very important. Shooting off the top of your hand is very important because in different situations, you're not going to always be standing straight up. You might be on one knee, both knees, or my favorite is just sitting here like this because I got bad knees. And here again, you can end up canting the bow so it's tipped over like that in that kind of situation. This bow is not designed to be shot straight up like that. So as you're looking at this limb design, I've got a narrow limb design. It flares over to where I can cut the sight window deeper to make this almost a center shot bow and handle a wide variety of arrows. The other thing we did is we wanted to make it a takedown bow. So initially I played with the takedown system. It's a bow bolt system made by Craig Warren, and it's a good system, but one of the things about it is it's in wood, and any grain variations in the wood may lead to some type of problem as far as the structure of the bow. So we went to a linen micarta, which is basically, this is a linen material impregnated with epoxy polymer resins to make a very strong product, but it's not very pretty. So from that, we come up with the idea of putting scales on the linen micarta, going ahead and installing our bow bolt without ever touching the micarta to make it super strong. This bow is, like I say, it's got the mass of not only the micarta adds weight to the bow, but the bow bolt adds another 3.6 ounces to where all the weight, or the majority of the weight of this handle, is in a very minimalistic design. It's all right here. The other thing we've done is, rather than cutting through the bow's fiberglass where it comes up and having a 2-3 inch spot where there's no fiberglass, we've left that fiberglass in this bow design to where it's coming across and there's only about a 1/2 inch of the fiberglass that's actually missing, and then we put our caps or our overlays of laminated micarta and whatever wood we're using to give it more of a decorative and functional appeal. So another point, we went from a 60-inch bow to a 58-inch bow, and we've cut a little bit of the reflex out of the bow, which makes it easier stringing, less sensitive to shooting errors. But because of our limb design and making this section of the bow narrower, we're actually got a real long working limb, and this fade out is actually working to where it's very smooth and draws stack free to 31 inches. And since we're in the backcountry a lot, we wanted to make it to where it was easy to take down, no bolts, no screws, nothing to put together, just a simple twist like that. And the fact that you have 2 different lengths of the bow, it will nestle into the side of your, most backpacks are kind of designed for this type of setup. And here again, this is just a little quick deal, but I'm showing you how easy it is to head for the backcountry. It's all about weight. If you're on a sheep hunt 10 days, of course I'll be cross-country skiing a lot when I'm hunting wolves. I want as light a package, this maneuverable, and get around. And here again, not have to mess around a lot when you do have a shot opportunity on whatever you're hunting. You can just take it off, whip the bow out, stick your quiver on. Nice setup. So anyway, we're making a limited commemorative edition bow. It's going to be a special bow. Each one will be built like a work of art. We're not going to take orders per se if I want this wood, that wood. We're going to cruise the shop, get the most beautiful woods, put them together, and just basically take names and also weights of guys that are interested. Let me make the bow like an individual work of art with Yode's help, of course, along the way, and then sell them as is with these commemorative ones. Anyway, Wolfer's great bow. I mean, 35 years of bow building design, a lifetime of hunting. I think that I'm very proud of it. I've never been as proud of any bow I've made as the Wolfer. So check us out at robertsonstykbow.com or try it out and think about getting yourself a Wolfer and heading to the backcountry.